Hi everyone, this is Hareesha from H&B Premier Tax and Accounting LLC. Today is June 5th, 2020. I want to bring you a quick update about new proposed law, Paycheck Protection Program, Flexibility Act of 2020. So this act just passed, Senate. It's waiting for the president to be signed into the law. Once this act gets signed into the law, this will change a lot of rules that a lot of businesses were subject to under the original Paycheck Protection Program loan forgiveness. Now, in this video, I'm going to quickly cover a few items. This new law brings into the loan forgiveness calculation. This is very, very favorable for a lot of businesses because the original loan forgiveness rules were strict, and then also it was given only a very short time frame for the funds to be disbursed or spent. Now this new guidelines makes it much more flexible. Let's go through what were the rules under the old or at this point and existing law, or what are the rules under the new law that's proposed, waiting to be signed into the law. So under the original guidelines, the time to spend the money once you get paycheck protection loan, you had 8 weeks. During these 8 weeks, you had to spend the money, and then once you spend all the money, you were able to go and apply for loan forgiveness. Now that time period has been increased to 24 weeks. This is very, very good for a lot of small businesses because if you recall how the Paycheck Protection Program loan amounts were calculated, it was based on 2.5 months times payroll. Now if you look at the 24-week period, it goes way beyond that 2.5 months time period. So if in your business, if you did not reduce your staff, or you had the same number of staff, most of the loan or entire loan could be forgiven easily. And also, let's say if you were self-employed individual, you got the Paycheck Protection loan based on your Schedule C. Now you had to pay yourself during 8 weeks, and then get the forgiveness. Under the 24-week rule, now all you have to do is get yourself paid over 24 longer period, and then your entire loan could be forgiven. The next thing is under the original forgiveness rules, you were able to spend only 25% of the loan proceeds towards non-payroll related costs such as rents, interest on mortgages, utilities, etc. So under the new guidelines, that under the proposed new law, you could spend up to 40% on non-payroll related costs. The third one is how much you have to spend on the payroll. So these two are interrelated, right? So under the original rules, you had to spend 75% towards payroll. With the new proposed regulations, it's only 60%. Now the way that the law is written, it seems like the 60% is like a cliff, meaning under the original rules, if you spend less than 75% of the loan proceeds towards payroll, your forgiveness amount will be proportionately reduced by the amount that you spend less. With the new law, the way that they interpret right now, they're saying, okay, so if you don't spend 60% or more, or if you spend less than 60%, you will not get the loan forgiveness at all. So as of right now, that's how the lot of professionals interpret the law. Some don't agree with that. So we're waiting first the law to get signed by president, and then next we'll see what kind of guidelines SBA come up with to clarify that ambiguity. Under the original PP guidelines, the businesses were required to keep their staff at the same level. If there was a reduction in the staff or number of full-time or full-time equivalent employees, then the loan forgiveness would go down proportionately to the number of reduction in the full-time or full-time equivalent employees. However, there was a safe harbor rule that was given by SBA. If a business restore their full-time and full-time equivalent employees by June 30th, temporary reduction of the staff will not affect their loan forgiveness. Most of you know the lot of places did not open their businesses until late May or in June, and some places some businesses are not even open yet. So then the question was, how are we going to restore our staff when we cannot open the business? So to address that issue and the concern, the new law proposed that you could restore your staff by December 30th. So as long as you bring back the same number of people into your workforce by the end of the year, when you do the loan forgiveness calculation or request the loan forgiveness, your loan forgiveness will not be reduced proportionate to the number of staff reduction. This is very good, but the thing is a lot of businesses has to understand and analyze and then evaluate which one is better for you. Are you going to get the loan forgiveness based on June 30th date, or are you going to wait till December 30th to bring back all the staff and then apply for the loan forgiveness? The next item that's going to be changed with the new proposed law is the term of the loan. Originally, Paycheck Protection Program loan was given for a 2-year term. If any amount that was not forgiven, you had to pay it back within 2 years with 1% interest. Now with the new law, any amount that's not forgiven will roll into a loan, and then you will have 5 years to pay it back. Then under the original SBA Paycheck Protection Program loan, if you get the loan and then you apply for the loan forgiveness, you are not able to defer your FICA tax under the CARES Act. So now this new law makes it eligible for you to get the Paycheck Protection Program loan forgiveness, but at the same time defer your employer portion of Social Security and Medicare tax for 2 years. So you could get both. So all these rules are helping a lot of small businesses to preserve their cash flow, and then also get the maximum loan forgiveness amounts that's available for these businesses. Now, a lot of developments are happening in this area. Loan forgiveness, could be very complex, and the rules, of different kind of laws, could overlap between each other. So therefore, you want to get in touch with your accountant, attorney, or advisors to help you in this area. At this point, you don't have to rush to spend your money or pay your staff just to get the forgiveness. So first of all, like I always say, make sure that whatever you do with the Paycheck Protection Program money makes business sense. Just because you want to get the forgiveness, you don't have to bring back the staff and then pay them for no reason. Make sure that they have the work. Make sure that you can operate your business. Make sure that money that you're paying the staff generates revenue for the business. So that's basically the summary of what this new act is going to bring into the law. I'm going to leave a link to a nice article that was published in Forbes magazine, and then also I'm going to leave a link to the full text of the act. So if you are someone that you like to read, you could go and read it. And also, remember to subscribe and press that like button, and also keep watching. We'll bring more content and more updates as these things progress. Thanks for watching.